Hi, I'm Melissa Ushakov, and I'm here with Gabe, Kristen, Mark, and Carlos for the 14.3 kickoff for the plan stage. So I'm going to hand it over to Gabe.
Hey everyone, Gabe Weaver, Senior Product Manager of the Project Management Group within the plan stage. It's a mouthful. Talking to you about 14.3 and some cool stuff that we have that we're working on together. The first one is a shared kind of initiative across all of the stages or all the groups within the plan stage, and it's called Work Items. We've talked about this a little bit before, but the Work Item Initiative is mainly to sort of merge requirements, epics, and issues under the same data model. Its goal is to enable us to reduce technical and product debt, improve performance, and create a better foundation for more efficiently realizing our future plan direction. There's some great UX resources if you want to check out along the way, as well as Holly did an awesome walkthrough last week of sort of the proposed UX for the work item. And in 14.3, we're going to focus on some of the backend architecture necessary, specifically adding a work items types table. And then we're going to focus on some MVCs around creating the new work item UX, which is going to be a brand new view app. And we can kind of look at that really briefly. The first one is to be able to create a feature, which is a type of work item. So we have right here this issue covering that as well. It's pretty straightforward. It's not anything new, but what we do want to start working on is this kind of new UI and UX for the work item detail view. So we have sort of kind of a fresh in the first kind of MVC one, we're focusing on adding a title, adding an assignee, and adding a description, and then being able to create and save that. It's pretty straightforward. As part of this work, we're probably going to be able to ship default issue types is what we're calling them right now, which will be customer facing. So issues will now have a type. Feature will be reserved sort of behind a feature flag as we work on that. But you'll be able to, when creating an issue now, select it if it's a bug, an enhancement, if it's technical debt, or if I think we're renaming this maintenance. And we already have our system default issue types of incident, issue, and test case at this point in time. And I think requirements will be close as well. So these will all sort of be under the same data model. And this will be a nice way to add some customer value as we work towards the work item initiative. Along with this, we want to add support for filtering by issue type within boards and lists. So if customers or users want to be able to just look at their incidents, they can do that, or just the requirements or just test cases, they can filter down within the board view to view just those types of issues as well as within the list view. So that's sort of what we're tackling for the work items initiative. And then there's some other things. We're going to be spending 50% of our backend engineering capacity on SaaS reliability. Specifically, we want to make progress towards reducing 500 errors on issue lists right now. And we're going to be doing that by exploring using Postgres full text search, which is kind of an interesting way to approach it. And it has a lot of promise. We're also going to be focusing on improving performance of projects endpoints, which is the worst performing endpoint from an error budget standpoint. And then also improving the performance of bonsai pipelines, which bonsai pipelines are the things that render a lot of the markdown to determine rules of like who to highlight or who to mention. And then to support the sharding effort, we're going to be focusing on changing the project to use the not use the Axis taggable gem. And this will allow for kind of some isolation so that we can move forward with the sharding initiative. And then there's a couple security regression, high performance bugs, which you're going to also try to tackle. And then lastly, we weren't quite able to finish up iteration cadences and make it general available in 14.2. So we're going to be doing that in 14.3, which will be another value add for our users that plan with iterations. So that's it for project management. I'm going to hand it off over to Kristen now.
Just share desktop, share the whole screen. Okay. So my name's Kristen Debenko, and I'm also a senior PM in the plan stage, and I have the product planning group. Just like Gabe mentioned, all of us are focusing on the work item initiative, so that's our priority, but we're also trying to put around 50% capacity towards error budgets and performance issues. So I'll just talk through a couple of these. A shared one that Gabe mentioned is the observability of the bonsai pipeline. If we get this, this will open up a lot of other performance and we'll be able to see a lot more of what's going on there. We've also opened the spike to investigate an alternate implementations of issue counts on GitLab.com. And so this will allow the engineers to get in there and see if there's anything else that we can do around issue counts and how those are performing. We've prioritized 4 error budget issues. The first being The first being visiting Epic boards in public groups as a non-logged in user can fail. This one, we're not sure exactly how much this one will contribute to improving them, but it's an important one to look at. Testing 500 cases instead of 404s when records are not found. Serving resized design images has invalid SQL, which is slowing things down. And then we still have from our Q3 OKR and a carryover from 14.2, which is improving performance of Epic's discussion.json endpoint. So that one we'll keep working on. There is still some work going on roadmap filtering, which is a carryover from 14.2, and adding horizontal scrolling with infinite dates. This one has actually slipped a few milestones, but hopefully in 14.3 we'll have this shipped. And we're looking at our board code and some of the cleanup that we can do. We've got 2 open issues here for issue boards to make them more performant. And those are also carrying over from 14.2. So that's it for the product planning group. I'll hand over to Mark now.
Excellent, thank you. My name is Mark Wood. I'm another senior product manager here with the certified group or certified stage of the planning group here. As they mentioned above, the work item initiative is the primary thing that is being done in the certified team because we're very excited to update requirements to use this requirement issue type. And this will be a huge benefit to our requirements users. It'll bring things like labels and other issue type items to requirements, which has been often demanded by our customers. So that's really exciting. Other than that, our error budgets actually look pretty good right now, but I know that some of the backend team is assisting the portfolio team and the product planning team on their efforts as well. So we're very excited to see some of those error budgets be decreased over time. That's pretty much what we have here. The one issue we're tackling, as I mentioned above, is the requirement models, and we're going to have those using requirement issue types here in the near future.
Cool, thank you for that. So in summary, SaaS reliability, work items, and a few carryover item things. Sounds like a good milestone. Bye.